Good morning, everyone. So, I just listened to a chapter in The Entrepreneurial Roller Coaster by Darren Hardy. Years ago, I read his very first book, The Compound Effect, which was an amazing book that really helps you understand that the little things that you do stack up and will, over time, create results, either negatively or positively, depending on what your actions and your behavior are. So the book that I'm reading now, it's really for anybody who's ever been in business, thought about going into business, whether it's a skill or trade or in network marketing. And I think it's really great for anybody who's had a business that has failed or, has given thought about going into network marketing and heard a lot of bad things about it, or there's a hard time in their business. But it was really interesting what I heard in this chapter, and it had everything to do with caring what other people think. And so many people's everything is dictated on fear, and the fear is based on what others will think, what others will say, what others will do, how they'll accept it. Because deeply rooted in all of us is a deep fear of loss, a fear of being abandoned, a fear of having love taken away from us. So, one of the things that was stated in this chapter in the Entrepreneurial Roller Coaster was the fact that there was an article in Newsweek that stated that on average, a person, when they die and they have their funeral, they have only 10 people that actually are at their funeral and cry. And on top of that, the burial, whether or not somebody goes to your burial has everything to do with the weather. Is it raining? Is it too hot? And Darren Hardy, who is the author of The Entrepreneurial Roller Coaster, talked about how at that instant, it changed everything for him. That when he's faced with a situation of whether he should do or say something, and he gets caught up in that moment of fear of what other people are going to think, and are they going to reject his idea? Are they going to laugh at him? And then he always thinks, are these going to be one of the 10 that are at my funeral crying? And so I thought, man, that is really great. And another thing that he also said was this 18-40-65 rule, that all the way up until age 18 or from 18 on, people really start to really give a crap about what other people think, and everything is dictated by that. Keeping up with the Joneses, being affected on whether somebody in their family laughs at an idea they had and whatnot. And then by age 40, you start to realize that most people don't really give a shit about you. Most people only think about you in terms of what you can give them. And if they do think about you, it's a fleeting thought. And half the time, if somebody thinks about you, you don't even know about it. It doesn't affect your life. You go on. But the assumptions of what people are thinking and what they're saying really affect people. And I realized too, just from experience, is that I was always super tough on myself. And I think that goes to say for everybody. But some of the things that we say to ourselves are nasty things that we would never admit out loud that we're saying about ourselves. And sometimes it's things that we don't even realize. We're not even conscious of that voice in our head. And certainly it's not things that we would say of another person. But when we fail, when we mess up, when we make a mistake, or somebody says like a snarky comment about what we do, we immediately think that they're thinking all the ugly things that we already think about ourselves. And really what it comes down to is we already beat ourselves up enough. It's like, do we really need help? And so when you realize that these people really don't care, that they're really a fleeting thought. I've had people attack me ridiculously for a couple weeks over something that, everybody jumped on the bandwagon, and then the next week it was somebody else. And that's really helped me see that, you just have to ride out the storm, just like it's a roller coaster. Ride it out, and it will be somebody else. The people who attack you are people who don't understand you, don't want to understand you, or your life is a mirror of what they want, need to do, and haven't been able to do. And some people, you're just not going to win. Some people don't even deserve your time and energy. It's not your job to make other people believe in you. It's not your job to make them like you. There's going to be plenty of people who like you. There's going to be plenty of people who don't like you. Find the people that like you, that are on the same page, that want to get in the boat with you, who have the same set of morals, integrity, values, and those are your people. That's your tribe. And that's something, it's like, you can't cast a wide net hoping that everybody's going to like you, because you're just setting yourself up for nothing but failure. And so, one thing about that 18, 40, 65 rule was that if you're going to spend age 18 to 40 freaking out, worrying about what people are thinking and saying, and then realize that, people really don't give a shit unless it's some selfish gain and it's a fleeting thought, then don't spend the next 25 years of your life still caught up in that fear game. And if you're worried about what other people are thinking about you and saying about you, then ask yourself the question, what are you saying and thinking about other people when you see them? Are you one of those people that are attacking people, even if it's just mentally, that you see living the life that you want and you're too fearful to live? And if you are, then there's ways you can fix that. There's resources out there to help you, and it's all up to you. It's all in your hands. It's all in your power. You just have to flip the switch to focus on what you're grateful for. Focus on what you're seeing in somebody that you don't like, and ask yourself, do I not understand it? Does it make me uncomfortable? Do we not just share the same values, moral code, and goals? Find out what it is, and if it's something where it's a mirror reflection of your life and it's shining on you, reminding you that you haven't done what you need to do, then study that person. Don't push them away. Study that person and start doing more of what they do. Get next to them and ask them what they did. Ask for their help, because it's the only way we're going to get through in life if we have teams, teamwork, mentors, other people's perspective, other people's influencing us, support, encouragement. And that has been how I have been able to succeed at reaching my personal goals, is because I've reached out for help. I've tried new things. I realized that everything was in the power of my control, and that I choose to focus on gratitude instead of focus on all the things that people have done wrong to me, or all the things that I fear that they're going to do to me. So this goes hand in hand with any type of business you're in, or a relationship you're in, or anything that you are seeking out in life, is have a positive heart. Focus on what you want, and don't give a crap what anybody else thinks.